What's up, my peoples? You are in tune with another episode of Mental Telepathy's Arena. And as you know, I am your host and lyrical genius, Black Titanium. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do whatever you feel. But until then, we're going to delve off into this show with some real substance, some real subject matters that goes on in your current events. To let you know that we should never ever take time for granted. We should never ever take people for granted. Because the two most beautiful gifts that God has given you is time and health. And those are two gifts that we all take for granted. Until times like these. So we're gonna delve off into the subject matters, and we're gonna talk about the past days in the coming events, the end time events that's going to happen in the very near future. And if you've been paying attention to my videos, which I'm sure a lot of people has not, but those who have the courage to do so and who has the intellect to do so, I'm talking to you, the youth. Because the youth are the ones who are going to inherit everything that's coming. And if you listen to my video, I told you in the very near future they're going to shut down all the schools. Your children will not be able to go to school or anything like that. So for those who didn't want to do homeschooling, God has a very creative way of humbling you. Yeah, and making you take care of your business. And this is what we have to understand, because too many of our people are in tune with death, destruction, and negativity. Mostly, you go outside and you see all the men out here, the black men, they all know from 8 to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy. Everybody want to be part of the gang. Everybody want to be part of the crew. Everybody want to be part of a group. And that's understandable, because that's what self-hatred makes our people do. One of the symptoms of self-hatred is that those who hate themselves will reach out to every other culture to be accepted on a social status, to the point where they will do their own people dirty. So this is why you see a lot of black men, black boys, who want to be gangsters. They want to be Don Corleone and Don Chi-Chi and all this old nonsense. When every time you turn your back, you know what they do? They say, hey Guido, come over here. Get a load of these moolies. You won't believe it, they out here killing one another. You can't make this up, come over here. And Guido comes over and says, you see what I'm saying, Shammy? Not for nothing, but this is why you can't trust those spear-chucking, watermelon and chicken-eating goombas. They'll sell a mother out for a potato chip. Give them a Happy Meal and they think they own the fucking world. Yeah. And all you niggas want to be Don Corleone. And this is what they say about us. Real talk. But a lot of black people don't think, man. They don't even understand at all, or overstand at all. So we gonna delve off into this show the right way, where we can educate our youth. Because like I said, school ain't gonna do it no more. We're moving into a whole new phase of life where life as you used to know it no longer exists. The party is over. There's no more taking your kid to a school building and letting them babysit them. There's no more putting them by the TV and letting Netflix and sports and entertainment babysit them. Because all that's done. Real talk. We have reached the end stages in end time events. The test of time. And if you think you were giving in those times that you used to know, wait until these events unfold. Because like I said, where your government thinks they're in control, where man thinks they're in control, God has got his hand all over his fingerprints all over the situation. Guarantee you, God is in control of this. So we have to talk about it, man. Somebody got to talk about it. Because people are panicking all over the world. This is why they call it a pandemic. And you have to be able to think geometrically in a pandemic. Because in a pandemic, it's not only the disease that can hurt you. There's going to be a chain of events happening. And if you're not able to think geometrically, you will be victimized and your children will be victimized. Real talk. So let's talk about it. Okay? Because this is why a lot of black men never was able to excel in life. I'm not talking about all black men, but I'm talking about us as a collective. Okay? This is why we never. Because the mother is made to nurture a child. Is made to nurture the child until a certain age. Okay? And when that child reaches a certain age, the father is made to come in and give the child guidance to show it how to maneuver, do whatever. And because of the fact that most of us never grew up, we grew up without a father, because the white man has broken down the black family structure. Most of our children don't get that guidance. This is why you see a lot of black boys, they grow up with female tendencies. They ride high on their emotions, emotionally disturbed. Because that's what the mothers do. They drive them crazy with female tendencies. And while simultaneously instilling fear in them for the white man. And what this does, when you instill fear in your child for anything, because fear is the worst enemy you can ever give your child. So when you instill fear in your child, what you do, you helped the system suppress their spirit. The spirit that helps them run around and develop their personalities and become who they're supposed to become. Understand where I'm coming from, man. And this is why you see a lot of black men caught up in their feelings. This is why you see some of the, rap artists, in the industry dying, killing each other over wars of words. Well, when I was growing up in the industry, basically, it was that war of words was healthy. It was fun. Now, Man, trust me, man. Trust me what I'm telling you. These niggas are caught up in their feelings. They are emotional like women. They develop female tendencies. They sit up. A lot of these niggas sit up with the women and they gossip more than women because they've developed those tendencies. These niggas gossip more than women, and not only niggas in the streets. You got Muslims that do it, Christians that do it, Jews that do it. I mean, they sit up and they gossip. All they do is talk about motherfuckers. Excuse my language. But now, we have to talk about this, man. Because now we stand here confronted with death. A situation that tells you that you have taken time for granted. You have taken your health for granted. And this is what we have to understand. You have taken time and health, two of the most beautiful gifts that God gives you, for granted. Real talk. And this is what we have to understand. Because so many times we look at our children and you see a lot of women, they get trained to be addicted to the plantation. There's a lot of reasons why God has intervened with these type of situations. Because a lot of black women, they taught to basically be addicted to the plantation, go home, sit on the couch, and eat a bunch of GMOs and watch a bunch of half-hour TV shows. Getting turned on to Lucifer and everything else, man. So God had to intervene because people are too in tune with negativity, bloodlust, and don't understand the situation at hand. But we are now confronted with situations where it tells you that we are confronted with death. Death is staring you in your face. And a lot of people don't even understand the magnitude of it. It's not death that we should be mesmerized by and scared of. It's where you will go when you do die. And a lot of people are, like I said in my previous videos, they are not ready to die because they have sins to atone. They have many sins to atone. And many of us have not atoned those sins. And trust me, I know that a lot of y'all heard Tupac's record, where he tells you that there's going to be a heaven for a G with all type of thug mansions up in it. But trust me, I don't mean to piss on your parade or be the bearer of bad news, but that was delusional type thinking. And I gotta be the first one to tell you that because so many people, they idolize idols. They worship idols and don't even know that they're worshiping idols. But they worship man and forget about the fear of God. But you have to understand, man, it's time to come to grips and come to terms with your Lord, man. Whatever you want to call him, man. You cannot run around out here by yourself with no sense of direction. Because the wolves will lead you to the hellfire. And like I told you in my previous videos, never fear the one who can lead you to the hellfire, but fear the one who can put you in it and leave you there. Real talk. And the only ones that don't like this teaching are those, the wolf, who intends to make you his next meal. But you need not worry about that. Because like I said, God has intervened. And we are in a situation where, a lot of these niggas put on a facade. I see these niggas running around. They riding their little cars and motorcycles thinking that, since they gave their souls to the devil, they going to enjoy that. Yeah, well, you better enjoy your little heaven on earth. Because this is as close as a bunch of these people will get into heaven. This is why they know. This is why they ride around putting on facades saying, yo, look what I got. I be walking down the street. You got niggas that'll drive up on a sidewalk just to, just to see, please look at my car. Please look at what I got. Trying to show you what they got, nigga. Oh, nigga, look what I got. I mean, drive right up on the sidewalk so that you can look at their shit. I'm like, are you serious? This is how arrogant and retarded they are. I mean, they do it all day long. White people and these Puerto Rican niggas, and they might have a car with rims on it. These old black retarded ass niggas, they'll drive right up on the sidewalk so that you have to look at their car. Yeah. All these niggas that be piggybacking off of my information. Yeah. But it's all right. I like when niggas piggyback off my information. Because what you gotta understand is when you think geometrically, when somebody piggyback off your information, man, and they go and make a video about it, you know what I say when I look at the video? Yes. Another brother is rocking on our side. He wants to spread the word too. I don't get jealous and envious. No, I don't. No, I do not. Because you have to be able, whenever you're a militant, you have to be able to think geometrically. And this is what a lot of these so-called hotep ass niggas don't understand. This is what I fault Dr. Umar Johnson for. He run around talking about I'm the best orator, man. These niggas ain't doing nothing but making videos. Well, people are using their media, and those who are making these videos got enough intelligence to understand black media. They got enough intelligence to understand that within social media, they have given you a platform to create your media. This is why when the feds and the devil and their followers spy on me and follow me around so that they can try to infiltrate my phone and my computer so that they can try to suppress the video and stuff like that, you know what I do when they do succeed? I grab Dr. Umar Johnson's video, Dr. Naeem Akbar's video, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima's video, and I tweet those out. Because these are people who are better orators than me, who has more intelligence than I do. These are psychologists who are clinically certified by your slave master. So, because you have to be able to think geometrically like that when you're in the fight. And a fight of warfare, mental warfare, in the game of mental warfare. And this is the way they supposed to be thinking, man. These niggas, they think too individualistically. And this is why the white man is able to isolate you and get you in a corner where he can abuse you and use you and get all of his lumpkin proletariats and use the lumpkin proletariats against you and use all of the devil's followers against you and create a paranoid mind state within your mind, because many of these hotep ass niggas and these supposed to be militant and religious leaders and all of these niggas, they think too individualistically to the point where they alienate themselves from the people that they supposed to be embracing. Understand what I'm saying? They alienate themselves from the very people who they are supposed to be embracing. How can you call yourself a militant or religious person and you don't even like people who are trying to worship their Lord? I see a bunch of fake ass Christians. There's no way you could be a real Christian, but you will bend over backwards and commit a sin just to see somebody else commit a sin. That's not a devout Christian, man. This is why a lot of people gravitate towards Christianity. Because there are no restrictions. You could be a crackhead or a hoe, or you could smoke weed, crack, all of that. Real talk. So they just tell you to come as you are. Just give us all your money. All these old TV hustler ass niggas that basically that tell these niggas, yo, just give us all your money. All these niggas that's going to the hellfire. Real talk. Yeah. Anytime you see a person that say that they a Jew, Christian, or a Muslim, and they bend over backwards to commit a sin just to see somebody else sin, they are retarded. Because that means that you are an evil person. You one of the evil ones. You might as well not even pray. And I see a bunch of niggas doing it. A bunch of Muslims doing it. They practice witchcraft, voodoo, black magic, all these niggas. And they will stand up all day, trying to pray it away. I'm like, come on, man. You God has already turned his back on you, man. Because you have disrespected his laws. And you constantly disrespect his laws by working with the evil ones. By working with your slave masters. This is why he has to intervene, man. To show you that, listen, it don't matter how many of these niggas. They could work out, they could bench press and all of that. But and you can have and the religious person can have the whole world. I can have the whole world against me trying to stop me from getting something. But guess what? When God says kun fayakun, be, and it is, ain't nothing they can do. When he says yes, this is what I want you to have, there's nothing that they can do. But yeah, you see a lot of these fake ass Christians, Muslims, and Jews. They walk around, man, and these niggas actually they try to slip pork in your food. These niggas know all type of. I've seen all type of hypocrite ass niggas. Real talk. And this is what we have to understand. You have to come to grips and come to terms with your Lord, man. It's time to get on your knees and start making that telephone call. And if things don't work out for you, that means you're doing something wrong. But we have to be able to start thinking in the midst of the game of mental warfare. The warfare that's being played against us in the name of white supremacy. A game where they portray our people to be idiots. Whereas back in the day where they used to have an hour to portray us as idiots, they can do it all day on social media. And you have to understand this, man. Because this is where they portray us to be savages and 3/5 of a human being, as it is written in the United States Constitution. As it is written in the United States Constitution. Yeah, I bet a lot of y'all don't even know that, man. This is so, out of tune that you are with God and the universe. This is so out of tune that a lot of our people are with God in the universe. For real. We should never find ourselves ridiculing. We should never find ourselves ridiculing some of our brightest scholars. And I look online and I see it all day. We should never be ridiculing people like Dr. Naeem Akbar, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Dr. Sheikh Anna Diop, Dr. Umar Johnson. These are people with great knowledge. These are some of the brightest minds in our race. These are some of the brightest spots in our race. Yet I look at these people's video and I listen to them and I'll be like, how could our people want to ignore that? We should never find ourselves ridiculing our brightest scholars, man. That's like disrespecting the ancestors, man. To the point where we think that we can take over and do it better than them. No. This is why I said when the feds and the devil and they followers go against me, man, I grab their videos and then when they suppress my video, I grab Dr. Umar Johnson's video and I send it out. I grab Dr. Naeem Akbar's video and they send it out because they giving out the same message. Yeah, they giving out the same message. So I'm like, if I'm crazy, listen to them. They clinically certified by your slave master. And these niggas will still find anything to ridicule, look for anything to ridicule you about. Instead of, because like I said, when a people lack education, they will lack understanding. They lack education, they will lack understanding. They won't even respect nothing intelligent. But you need not worry about that, man. You have to educate your youth. You have to get on your job, man. It's time to get in tune with your Lord, man. Whoever they are. Whoever he is, whatever you want to call him, Ra, Jah, Jehovah, Allah, God. It's time to get on your knees and make that telephone call because a lot of people have sins to atone, man. And they are not atoning them. Real talk. We have to get back to basics, man, and understand that our people, black people, are very ingenious people when we come together and work collectively, man. Just like our motherland, Africa, who possesses the richest resources in the world. The same thing. It's the same thing with our minds. God gave all of those jewels and minerals and resources to us because he put the same thing in your mind. Those same jewels, minerals, and resources are in your mind. And this is why God has intervened with a situation like coronavirus. Because there's no more sports and there's no more entertainment. Now you have to sit at home and you are forced to think for yourself. Real talk. Now you are forced to think for yourself. And you must start thinking outside the box if you want to educate your youth. Because it's your youth who are going to inherit bad times to come. The test of time. Time that consists of wholesale death and mass starvation. Real talk. They will reap what you have sown. Real talk. And it's time to get them ready. Too many of us are ignoring our children, man. Too many black women are, go outside. Go downstairs. I'm eating. But mom, you was eating 5 minutes ago. Yeah, because that's what they're addicted to. They develop eating disorders. That's why when you heard me say in my video, I don't care what a chick look like. You will never see me. One thing you ain't gonna see me walk around here with is no fat white chick. No ugly chick. Or no retarded chick that's disrespectful. Because a woman who does not respect God, man can do nothing with her. Real talk. So this is just a little food for thought. And remember one thing if you can't remember two. Be careful what type of media you listen to. Whether it's the news, or social media, or just somebody whispering in your ear, because it can have you hating the oppressed and loving those who are doing the oppressing. We are in bad times and we're headed for bad times. And I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news. The future is not bright for our youth. Because it's not about what the evil ones has done. It's about what the religious and the righteous ones has not done. They are too inactive. These Muslim niggas, these Christians, they'll sit in the mosque and pray all day and try to teach a class in the mosque, but they scared to even mention God in the streets. The evil one has scared these niggas into submission. So that's just a little food for thought, man. And like I said, never fear the one who can lead you to the hellfire, but fear the one who can put you in it and leave you there. Because we have reached those times. The end time events. Real talk. It's because God has to press the reset button. The monster has gotten too big and the white man is way out of control. Running around the world, killing each other, corrupting the world. And too many people are following suit. So this is what we have to understand, man. The righteous has to stand up and take a stand. It don't matter what the devil looks like. It don't matter what the devil comes, what form he comes in. You have to try to stand up against that. Yeah, our lives gonna be at jeopardy. I'm going against massive numbers every day. I'm going against major numbers every day. These fake ass Muslim niggas trying to sacrifice me in the whole nine. Yeah, I'm not talking about the true believer. I'm talking about most of these niggas who have given in. Who have given in and sold out. Sold their children's souls and everything else. Caught up in the feel-good moment. So this is why God, Allah, has intervened. Say, okay, y'all really think y'all got something coming? You finish? Well, let me show you how I work. When I send my wrath, there's no weapon that can come against it. And this is why you're watching a situation like the coronavirus. Man think they in control, but they are not. That's just a little food for thought. And with that being said, you have watched another episode of Mental Telepathy's Arena. And I am your host and lyrical genius, Black Titanium. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But if you don't want to, it's okay. But as long as the youth, has learned from this video. And those who have the intellect and the courage to watch, I thank you for your time. And I thank you for your love and support. Peace. I'm out.